where the Choice Neighborhoods development is occurring, and
Can scroll
HUD
down
is
on that.
matching roughly $1 million to the, is this $1 million?
So that's
$1 million
what we're-
for
that's the
this.
change that we're making.
Yeah.
What we're asked to make, to focus on that one, I'm asking, to focus on that one project area versus all the other areas, the 13 that you were speaking of. Is that what we're saying?
I think, and I was getting ready to ask,
I thought
but
it was.
only for like a third of the money though, right? So there's
Yeah.
still, if there was 3.7
Not the whole
out there, there's only, you're only asking for 1.1 of the 3.6 or
Okay.
7. Is that correct? That's a question.
I think it's this 1 million plus another 500,000 that she has not yet deployed. So it's 1.5 million, and then HUD will put in 1.1. Do I have that correct?
I think that's it. And then there's
So
a
it's
piece of,
1.5 of the 3.
Of the 3.6.
Right.
yes. But some of it's been designated already for retail revitalization, so we need that million, that 500 also committed to this area. Right?
That's already, that's already part of your contract, yes.
Yeah.
But that's still the 1.6 of 3.6. That's not 2.1 of 3.6. You just have to tell us what the total number is.
It's 1.5 of city money and 1.1 of HUD money.
And without the 1.5 of city money, there is no HUD money? Is it a match?
That's my understanding.
Sounds like.
I think that goes back to the main curiosity with the HUD money, are we still, do we know anything about that for future years? or-
Oh, because of your
Well, it's committed
because of
to
it.
the Choice Neighborhoods project.
Okay.
And I have not heard any concern about that
Okay.
from the team at the Housing Authority.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know, we'll see.
That can change tonight.
So,
Changes it with every breath he takes.
Yeah, it does.
so let's say, there's a song about that. But it's about love, I think.
No, it's not. I think it's
So 1.5 million bucks,
every breath you take.
so it's just gonna revolve for this new purpose for how long?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Rose, when the money comes back, it won't be committed to this. If the 1.5 revolves and it comes back in, it's not then restricted to go back into the same area. It could go back into any area within the program.
So I can't speak to the HUD expectation. I think the program is maybe 10 or 15 years long, but I don't know how they intend to manage the program income piece. I'm not sure it's real clear because the contract that we've looked at does not speak to, the program income long-term. What we would assume is that the money would continue to be used for the same purposes. We wouldn't change them.
For the same purpose or the same area?
Well, the same area, because the HUD money would be restricted to 36th Street North and
Okay.
Peoria. And if,
Until that program ends.
I mean, my guess is the Housing Authority, who is using a piece of their
Need to be here.
Choice Neighborhoods money to match this, would expect it to be available to businesses in that area. And there is it's narrow, more narrow than the retail revitalization corridors, but it is still a pretty broad area. And I would say in 20 years, those funds will still be revolving because there's a lot of development to happen there.
So this is referring to the Tulsa Housing Authority application that they made with all of the partners, philanthropic, corporate, whatever, to be able to receive that choice grant. So is it time bound? I thought it was, there's however many years, but I thought.
There is an expectation, there is a performance period. I can't tell you what it is,
Yeah.
but there is a
Tulsa
performance
Housing Authority.
period. Do you remember, Michelle?
I think I know what it is, but I'll check.
Yeah,
It's
that was
at
pretty much the
least
same
10
question.
years, at least 10. And, our loans will have amortizations of 7 to 10 years.
Before those funds can be redeployed elsewhere, correct? Is that through the loan period?
Oh, yeah, it takes 8 to 10 years for
Yeah.
the loan to be repaid.
Right.
Is that what you're asking?
And then you,
And then
those
you redeploy
funds
that.
at 1.5, right, of city funds can, when it comes back, can be redeployed. And I think that's kind of speaking to what you were saying, Counselor, is,
Another project.
what is the timeline that these funds are restricted to this specific corridor? Is this one-time HUD funding specifically for this? Or is this on a recurring basis, year over year? And is
So-
there that
Yeah.
intent to reapply for these year over year to restrict that 1.5 along this corridor?
So I cannot quote exactly the performance period for the HUD award. I think it's a minimum of 10 years, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
You will have to decide if in 10 years, you change the use or location of those funds. But over time, as we collect those dollars, the principal and interest payments, we will redeploy. And so we're not holding any of the program income. We are relending it. And so ultimately, those funds may have a tail of 25, 30 years.
Potentially, yeah.
But that's what I'm asking. So
with us.
basically, you're restricting use of funds for
For the,
a
for the
significant
length of this
period of time.
project, it seems, yeah.
Yeah.
At least for 10, I'm sure it's 10 years.
Did we do anything like similar to this with the choice grant over across the river? What's the name? River?
I
what's the
will
name of
tell
the
you
river?
that the,
River West.
so there was no loan fund, but they set aside $1 million+ for a grocery store that we worked on over there that didn't
So
happen.
each program, application is different or unique to the area, to the
Right,
needs of the
right.
area.
Yes.
And so this was one of the things.
Based
Yeah, I
on
just want to
feedback from
understand
the
what the
community.
As far as
restrictions of this
businesses.
funding are
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah. As long
guess
as it's
my-
initiated in that 10-year cycle, but then it may go beyond that 10 years
It
to
will.
recoup.
Right.
But then once we get it back, then we can, it seems that we can deploy it elsewhere after that.
So also keep in mind that TDC is deploying the funds for retail revitalization already.
Right.
And those are deployed wherever there's an eligible project in an eligible location. And so easily these could morph into that. It's already the RRRLF, right? We call it the pirate
We
loan,
won't
but
be
the
here when that
Retail
happens.
Revitalization Loan Fund.
Call
So it
it-
has the same intent, the same purpose, but for the housing authority project, there is a specific territory.
Okay.
For that.
And maybe the clarity needs to come with, once we meet HUD obligations, then this is available to all retail corridors.
Right.
If HUD still exists.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, I
that's
think
good
that may help me.
Which
How do we
might not.
codify that last thought that you had? Because I'm very focused in on trying to do all we can to continue to catalyze everything good that's happening at 36th and Peoria, 36 North and Peoria. And so I want to continue that good work. Obviously, we receive lots of money from the federal government to make that happen and from local philanthropists and everything else. But I'm still very focused in on, too, the $3.7 million revolving across those 13 districts. Because every voter went out there believing that, and I did too, in putting it together, believing that it would be used citywide. So how do we hyper-focus in on a very important intersection and retail and commercial corridor in our community, and then pivot back to what it was, so that I hope these funds are available forever for revitalization.
Yes. Well, for us, it's easy because we have ticklers and we have, calendar reminders, and we have a loan management program that allows us to set reminders that there are triggers that happen and that change policy. So for us, it's not a problem. Even in
Well-
10 years, I hope I'm on the golf course, but there will be a trigger for whoever is leading TEDC and whoever is managing lending to know that those funds belong to the greater are available to the greater program.
To those established districts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but if in our action that we take, if we can codify it so that we are clear in the
Yeah.
policy and intention,
Yes.
then that will,
And that those
Yeah, I was
funds
gonna say, we're gonna
can
need-
move away from that specific program.
So,
further.
one time.
Well, you don't want it forever, right? You want that to be retail revitalization money until the end of time?
Well, I would hope so,
That's
yes.
what
I do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
that's
So-
kind of
That's
what
what the
we
voters
promised.
expect.
Yeah, that's
Now,
what
we're
the intent
deciding
was,
where
I
it's going to
thought.
be deployed at any given time.
Yeah, and in this one case, we're not really revitalizing, we're creating, but
Well, I mean,
No, it's revitalizing.
It's,
can
There
it
were
be,
shops
can it
there
be both?
before.
Can it be used for
well,
both revitalization?
I mean, it's
I just heard you
revitalizing
say-
a
The corridor,
community because
yeah.
nothing, there's no retail there, so
Yeah,
that is
but
the.
that's-
I will say there is some, it's just very small.
Yeah.
So it's like
Very limited.
Scaling.
Very
Here
So
we
it's
scale
not
it.
revitalizing businesses, it's revitalizing
The area.
and creating a, right.
Sarah was about to tell us what we can
People will
codify.
want to
Economic
open
center.
businesses
Here, wait, sorry,
in
Sarah,
this
what were you
area.
saying we could codify and how?
So, you did this one time on, when the COVID dollars were coming back in for the fifth floor remodel, that those should be back into the same fund and for that use, you could add that type of policy statement into the budget amendment. I do think you putting it in the contract is a place to put it in once you've met the HUD obligation, like that those funds would need to, program income would come back to the city and, but the council doesn't have contracting authority, so where you would put that policy statement would be in a budget amendment
Okay.
to hopefully trigger that in the contract.
Okay, so,
When are we taking action on this?
I
Yeah,
don't
can
think
we-
this one's actually been on first
This
read
is-
yet.
Is
I
this
think,
Okay.
first reading?
I think we've been keeping it off of first read.
so we could put the language, could we add it and,
It's on first read.
we'll just wait to do it during the motion on second?
Well, if that's what you'd like us to do, we can update the backup material and then have it for next week, so you can see the updated
Okay.
backup
Oh, that would-
material.
yeah, that's
I think
good.
that's
Yeah,
good.
that would be.
Yeah.
Y'all agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
But what does
Okay.
that mean? Is first read tonight or not?
You could still keep first read,
Yeah,
because
that's
the
fine.
subject and the
Keep it
source
going.
of funds and all that, those
the
are still the
same.
same. So you could still keep first read tonight.
Okay, we done on this one? All right, 3, ordinance amending the 26 budget for $900,000 related to redevelopment loan repayments fund and housing small business loan fund.
You're like about saying sales tax.
Yes, so, listen, we started this in 2022, and it seems like decades have passed. But this was a request we submitted when the ARPA request for proposals was released. And so there was a letter of intent from TEDC to create a housing loan fund because all of our other loan funds require job creation. And housing, permanent job creation, payroll job creation. And so we were in Denver with the chamber when the idea came about that, they were supporting small housing developers and to help us inch down our $13,000 housing unit demand number. I thought we should engage small companies to help solve that problem. Because otherwise, the big developers get all of the benefit, and they're not necessarily committed, not all of them are committed to the communities within which we know there is a big demand for infill housing and for renovations. And so
You don't
this was a proposal developed to solve that problem and to engage small businesses in a way that they could be a solution to housing in Tulsa. Small developers. And initially, in the letter of intent, we asked for a forgivable loan fund because at the time, everyone assumed, I believe, that ARPA programs had to sunset by August 31st of 2024, which meant not even program income could be collected after that time. And things changed, and by the time and Reese, you're here, you may remember some of this, by the time we submitted the proposal, we asked for a revolving loan fund. So you can't have a revolving loan fund with forgivable loans because it doesn't revolve. And we've been working on a contract that the grants department thinks is fair and equitable and protects the original intent of the program.
How long have you been working on that?
Well, we got a notice of award in October of '23.
And you still don't have a contract?
Well, we have a draft of a contract
You still
now.
have
We've been,
a contract.
yes, and so we've trained about 80 people who have said we want to help Tulsa as small businesses solve the housing crisis. And we have about 8 of them ready for funding, and so that's,
Why can't we pull the trigger? What's the holdup? There has to be something that's taken a year and a half to sign a contract,
So
come
there
up with one and get it signed. There's an issue somewhere.
There was a decision not to fund this through ARPA and to find other funds. And so
Okay.
so we've been focused on spending the ARPA money, but then we brought a budget amendment. So last time it was here, you guys didn't like the source, which was the retail revitalization. So we've changed the source. So the other dollars that we have that came back from loans come from the Vision 2025 downtowns, neighborhoods money, and the 2014 sales tax retail and residential development money. That's the bucket of money that I would propose to fund this.
Could you clarify again, the downtown what money?
Downtown Neighborhoods was the name of the program in Vision 2025.
And what have those dollars been used for until now?
They were used in the downtown area for Tulsa, the
And
part
that-
that came to us. Across other parts of the vision package for the county, I can't say what other cities used it.
How much of this total are those dollars?
After this 900,000, we'd have about 8.9 million in that fund.
And then as a clarifier, and would this have them be being used outside of the downtown? Or just to
Yes.
triple,
And you're saying there's 8.9 in the?
in that fund?
What
Right
are they-
now?
Uncommitted.
What are they using it for?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand, like, is this just, where's this sitting? And how did someone tap into it currently?
So we have a program that will fund through, Teo is doing a loan program, DDRF.
Right.
And when they have things that they bring to us, it would get
Oh,
funded
so
through
this is the downtown development redevelopment dollars? Or just a part of
That-
them?
I mean, that's where that program is being funded from as well.
So this is taking dollars out of that pot for downtown and putting them into across the city?
District 3.
I mean, which I appreciate, but they're designated to downtown for a reason too,
So I think we go back to once.
especially with converting stuff into housing.
Yeah. Once funds have been loaned out, they meet the purpose and they're technically unrestricted,
Right.
and it is a policy decision whether to put it back into
Okay.
that same
Into the
area
same bucket or
or
not,
somewhere
okay.
else.
So the original use has been met,
Yes.
and now we have
Okay.
8.9 of monies that have
Has it
come
though?
back.
I'm confused.
Because we're still
Why didn't
but
we
we're still
just
doing-
dissolve the fund?
But we're still doing
Put it in
DDRF too.
GF.
Here,
We're still doing DDR.
because we're
as well.
still, that is an ongoing program, because there are plenty of buildings to, so the downtown development redevelopment fund is what's helping make sure that we're able to convert all these buildings into housing, since offices aren't such a
But
big
what she
thing.
said, that,
But you're saying
all
it's-
of it wasn't, there's several programs that's sitting in that pot. Is that what I heard you say?
There's a couple different
Initially.
funding that went into the pot. 1996 money as well, I believe, is
Okay.
going into it.
So there's a few.
It's not all.
Yes.
Okay,
It's not
And
all
then-
dedicated for that program.
right.
Right. What has been dedicated so far to DDRF has been through council budget actions.
Okay.
And
And
how
DDRF
much
is
that?
still ongoing. Do we know what the budget need for that is in the upcoming? Because I'm just trying to make sure that's definitely still something that's happening. So I'm trying to make sure, I'm just saying this to my colleagues as well, that we still have what we need to continue doing that work, because that is a lot of housing and housing density that's happening in our downtown.
So I'm aware of one new loan that is coming forward, and we should have that budget amendment to you guys in the next few weeks. It'll need to come at the same time as the resolution for economic development support.
How much is it?
And that one, the whole loan, because 2.1 has already been, because it was dedicated for, it was committed for another loan that has fallen through. This one, I believe, is 2.8 or 2.9, so the difference is coming along with some admin fees that
Okay.
need to be paid for, associated with those loans that Teo gets on the DDRF loans.
Okay.
So there's like about, I can't remember if it's like 800,000 or 900,000 that needs to come. So after this budget amendment and after that budget amendment, there would be about $8 million in that fund.
Okay.
That would be there to deploy at
Okay.
whatever point in time
Okay.
something goes through the economic incentive policy.
Because I think
So-
we usually get like 3 or 4 applications a year and award 1 or 2 for DDRFs in the past however long.
So,
I don't be making that up. That's my
so the
observation.
monies that's, was set for, what are you calling it, DD?
DDRF. I just remember because there's a video game DDR. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
So that, so whatever funds that would,
Yeah.
that
Sounds
are
like a
supposed to
game.
go towards that program,
Yeah.
we're saying that in this pot, there are other funds that does not
like negate.
connect or just, you know, set aside.
They're
or
restricted
or
for
eat
downtown.
into
Yeah,
their
they're from
monies.
other things. Yeah.
That eat into their monies,
I mean,
correct?
there isn't a set, to my knowledge, there's not a set amount that is going to go to DDRF. Like, there's only been what has gone through council action for approval for specific budget amendments. I
So when
don't,
we created that, there was not a set amount that was to be dedicated to that program?
I'm
To
not-
that effort, DDR?
no, it mentions that there will be certain monies coming back from these other loan programs, but I don't think it means that every dollar is going back.
Has to
We
go
started with an amount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
said-
what I'm asking.
That's just
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
original.
And I think they're
$4 million
saying it's been loaned out and it's come back, and now through policy, we can change, well, we
Yeah.
can modify or send those
Right.
funds somewhere else.
Yeah, you can choose
Right.
to
So
use
it met the
it,
initial need.
yeah, if you don't want to spend it
For
on
those initial-
housing,
But people
then
reapply
it
to
won't be
the
spent
program.
on that.
Okay.
But I will say that I don't know that I have other dollars to fund this program.
Right.
Right.
That would
Okay.
match, that would align with
Okay.
what.
Right.
But this
Because
still
it-
I get that, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we
No,
didn't
thank you.
supplant something that was already, that we guaranteed to the voters at that time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like if it was designated.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you take a program out, 1996 or 2000, you're meeting the needs of the community that day. And then
Correct.
25 years later, or 30 years
That's what
later,
we need to
they might be
understand.
different.
Right,
And so
totally.
it might have been, we need to focus on this one area, that's what we want to do. But later, it might be housing, or it might be 36 North and Peoria.
Or different
Like,
boundaries.
it's different.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, to me, as
So
long
it's
as
not
there's.
dedicated for
Yeah,
downtown.
no, I'm good too, as
I
long
don't-
as there's still
no,
dollars
there's
for the
not a
DDRF
restriction.
program, because that is
Yeah.
still active.
Program.
But, yeah.
I would just suggest that whoever is using that fund,
Mm-hmm.
talk to us next week just to verify that future
Yeah, can we put that on?
uses and sources, future sources meet the potential uses.
Yeah.
But you
So
do
we
know
can-
whoever it is, they're gonna be like, yeah, we want that money.
Which
Right?
they-
You know, you
Yeah,
get
but
you get
it'll
that, right?
just-
I'm like, oh, we don't need it.
There is just a rotation of
Rosa's
folks that are.
Rosa's already said she's willing to tap
just-
the whole
yeah.
thing.
No, she said 900,000.
It's definitely
No, I asked for more, but.
She did.
Okay, I get it. So
Yeah,
my
the
point
program is-
exactly.
it is
They
active.
gonna
It's
come
constantly
ask, they gonna
building.
But
ask.
it was under ARPA.
Yeah.
This is,
I know.
I mean, the
Right, so
need
we don't
hasn't
wanna-
changed, the
Hey,
need
I
has
get it.
increased, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want it all too.
Was the
Yeah.
economy weird right now or
Exactly.
something?
But that's the decision we gotta make. But 8.6,
I need to do it
what what's on the table right now is
900.
less than $1 million.
Yes, it's $900,000.
Okay.
And you are saying,
I'm good.
this is for
Yeah.
residential, it's
Yes,
just
it's for
outside of it.
residential.
It's very similar to what we just talked about, that place is just different.
Okay.
Well,
But it doesn't
One
have
is-
to be used for residential, right?
Not
It
only
can be
place-
used for
no.
something.
Well, what we're
not only
doing
place,
is
but
residential, but.
affordable.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
So the,
People
Yeah,
right.
but it's
building $1 million
residential is residential in
Yeah.
either place.
Right.
It's just a different
Residential
place.
inside the city limits of Tulsa, and
Yeah.
the deal is that wherever the home is, the tenant has to meet certain income eligibility requirements.
They tell you what's gonna be. I mean, we're from the rest city. Everybody know that.
So I think the outcome is the same
Yeah.
for this one. Maybe not necessarily language on this one saying that this is gonna go back to downtown after the initial loan is made, but for more discussion, just on sources and uses.
Who
Who would you like to
Aaron.
come discuss? Okay, that's what I was.
Can we
That's the
bump
other
the
person.
amount to the original request for my pain and suffering over the last 3 years?
Do what?
She wants
Bump
pain
it to
and
the
suffering
original.
fees.
Yeah, right? You're just
It
like,
was
I
only
could,
$1 million.
for the trauma, you would like to be. Right.
Okay. Okay, anything else on this topic?
I mean, I will say that I've talked to Aaron just a little bit about this, and, you know, the main thing is he wants this money to revolve.
Right.
So, not used for like some completely other purpose that wouldn't revolve. But he's aware of this.
Okay.
And,
And we're
and
talking
you
about
have
the
said
one-
that this is a revolving fund, this isn't one of those
It's revolving.
grants.
It has
basically.
some great features that could benefit the fund if we find developers who aren't in it for the intended purpose to serve the community.
You don't have to worry about that.
There will be some benefit to the fund.
Okay. Okay. All right. We only made you, I don't know, 35 minutes late for whatever you had
Oh,
before.
sorry, it's okay.
Are you
I'd
on
rather-
4 as well? Are you, anything else? Any other items
I don't-
on here for you?
I don't think you're four, Ari. Yeah, you're not.
I'll take that $2.5 million.
Gosh, Rose.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Shameless.
Okay, 4,
Thank you.
ordinance
Listen.
amending the 26 budget for $2.5 million
Almost.
for completion of the conversion to LED lighting on the highways.
Sneaking between y'all.
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jared from Budget. It's my goal to get y'all out of here by 2:30.
That's big of you.
Are these all yours? Are the rest yours?
No, I'm just
Oh,
a
well.
bulk. the-
Read them like an
through.
auctioneer.
Yeah. Okay, okay, this is the previous slide.
Yep, uno más. Forward, if I ever say that.
Next slide. Yo, next slide.
One more.
Hands over here.
One more, Sarah.
One more.
Thank you, ma'am. This is the Public Ways Utility Fund. We're appropriating 2.5 million out of fund balance back to the Public Works Department as part of the FY25 budget. What was adopted, we put 5 million in for LED light conversion on highways. They were unable to spend all of it during the course of the year. They had a situation where there was a callback project on US 169, so their conversion got delayed a little bit. And then also they have to maintain a considerable stockpile while they're doing this. So they have to kind of balance not having too much, not having too little. That ran afoul of our purchasing deadline, so we worked with them to what they need to supplement this year's anticipated work, and so we're taking that 2.5 out of the cash balance and appropriating it back for them.
Is PSO, the PSO franchise, the source of this? How
Yes,
much
sir.
did we have originally allocated to LED lighting conversion out of the total 78 million or whatever? Anyone, Jack,
not
remember this?
sure.
7 million?
I can pull it up in just
What is it?
20 seconds.
Yeah.
And can that be used for another source? Just kidding.
Can we use
Like
this for
11th
retail
Street?
revitalization? The pirate fund?
Only if they're on an arterial.
Oh, that's
Then-
11th
Okay,
Street.
15th and Yale, maybe?
Yeah, we'll just do it there.
Really?
Yes, really?
Yeah, we've, oh no, it's a quorum, we get to sign this right now. Go on.
I thought maybe we were waiting on.
We are. Yeah, this is just a pause.
You might go on.
No
I'll
pressure.
Circle back to this.
Okay, number 5, another budget amendment of about $1 million for health and human service substance abuse.
If I can
and
make a
mental
guess on the last one, I think there wasn't anything specifically stated about LED conversion. I think it fell under the like $30 million bucket of arterial.
health. How much you betting?
Everything I got in my pockets.
So nothing.
So well, it fell under a
Here,
banner
you
of.
can have this coin, and if you win, you have to give it back, but
Right.
if I win, well, whatever.
Poker chip.
You know which way it's going.
There you
You
go.
win,
Really
you keep it.
raising the stakes here.
Mhm.
Oh, Jack
But yeah.
has an answer.
Wait,
Jack
hold
has
on.
an answer.
I gotta go back. Hang on, we're talking about it.
22%, 16.5 million of the projected revenue at the time was projected for improved street lighting, including converting the entire highway lighting system to more reliable and efficient technology.
So 22% of 16.5?
no, 16.5 is 22%.
Oh, okay, so I was low on the number, but it was a dedicated number. He owes me the much.
Joe, don't make that.
I think I was more wrong than right.
That was better. I like how you gave it that, though.
Yeah, whatever. It's free.
Like I never even had it.
I
Yeah, I got one.
can, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Are you going around me, Mom? You're doing the mom and dad thing. I see. Okay, I already read the next one. We go to the next one.
You just know who you can count.
This is AMSA. If there are hard questions, I have Reese behind me, but this is essentially year 3 award of the 4-year program, so we're appropriating those funds into place for the children's mental health project.
This is the one that's integrated with TPS.
I believe so.
Is it with, it's with Tulsa Public Schools integration, right? Oh, okay. Family Children's and Council.
Oh, okay,
Something services. Council Recovery Services. Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Anyone?
Nope, move on.
Bush is ready to go.
Yes, let's
6,
do it.
same budget ordinance for the same year, $2.5 million for chemical tank replacement.
Yippee.
This one is, project came in over, so we are moving money between projects. The AMR project is very well funded and not gonna be able to spend that 2.5 this year anyways, so we're gonna move that into this Mohawk treatment plant project and restore that funding to AMR in the coming year. And it will not delay work any more than was already anticipated.
Anyone? Okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so does that mean that neighborhoods that were allocated for the meter replacements will have to wait a little bit?
Not because of this.
Oh, too bad.
Just the pace they're moving at.
Just checking.
Okay, 7, ordinance amending the budget for about $20,000 for homeless prevention funds transfer.
This is following the resolution for ESG HUD funds, just rolling them into the future year, or the current year now. And they'll be used for Center for Housing Solutions for homelessness prevention activities.
Number 8, budget amendment for about $300,000 for arterial rehab at about 11th, 21st, Sheridan and Memorial.
We did include a map on the next slide. It's very tiny, but the project, Maintenance Zone 5025, is complete. The 08 GEO-bond program is very old at this point, but there is still inflationary costs that we're still trying to make up for across many of the citywide arterial streets rehab projects. So we are taking that amount that was left over, putting it into citywide arterial to be used for other ongoing projects.
Anyone?
That's how we are in D5, we save money.
Okay,
And D5.
thank you. I
I'm
guess
out.
you're not here for the next one, right? 9 and 10 both have to do with revising health
Thank you all.
regulations, codes, license fees, all related to food trucks and mobile vendors.
Your favorite.
Yep.
Here
Hi,
we go.
Caroline.
It's the Chris Show.
Hello, counselors.
Huh? No, it has nothing to do with.
I'm joking.
You know
Because he
exactly
doesn't-
what my issue is.
It's because he doesn't want me to get the
Don't
tamale
make me
from a trunk
sensitive,
again.
Melissa.
Sorry, Caroline.
Which you already are.
Since we last spoke, we made a couple of changes to the drafts. One, kind of per the request of the group, we didn't see there was any legal issue with adding that permit fire decal requirement on the front end of getting your food permit. So I added that, and then I had to fix a mistake on the other one because there was still one reference to the license that we're having to get rid of. So that was kind of a small fix. But I'm happy to, in general, if we could talk about anything. There's a lot going on with both, and, I think at the end of the day, we try to do our best to just get into compliance with the Food Truck Freedom Act the best we could. And it does tie our hands in quite a few ways. But happy to talk, happy to answer questions about why this was deleted or why this wasn't, and
We talked about it 45 minutes last time, something that we
Yes,
can't
we did.
even change, really.
Did you? I missed that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, you should watch because we were making jokes.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here.
Yeah.
But we talked about you a lot.
Oh, well, that's great.
Who you on the
So
bus
in that
with?
language, Caroline, is there the language about displaying or all required licenses?
So, let me look back at, I think we didn't because a lot of it was taken care of elsewhere. The fire decal per the state fire marshal has to be displayed. And the state food establishment, under state law, my understanding is it has to be displayed. The only one.
Just the fire or all
I think that
permits?
the health department one does, per a state. The only one that would have been additional is municipal, and we were thinking that, that may be in conflict with this about health and safety, or that it's not closely tied to public safety, because they could have different ones for every city they go into. But, I mean, ultimately, that's up to you all. If you'd like me to add that in, I'm happy to.
I think the question for me specifically is obviously the public health and safety one, the fire inspection, and then of course the remission of sales tax to the city. So that's problematic. So when we're talking about leakage of revenues, that we're making sure those folks are compliant with submitting their sales tax to the city as they're required to.
And I think
And
the
then, of
sales-
course, obviously in future discussion is, I think we process the health department's applications for those permits, if I remember correctly, and it's at like $5.
So, I'm glad you brought that up. That was most of the discussion last time. I don't think, in talking to Benu, that they'd had a chance of kind of recalculating how much that would be. So it may be that we come back and address it.
Yeah.
From the legal standpoint, the main thing is that under the Food Truck Freedom Act, that amount has to reflect only the administrative cost of issuing the license.
Which means we could do a cost recovery.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah,
and
yeah.
increase that from the $5.
Yeah.
But does that, if we have our fire marshals go out and inspect on behalf of the state, because we only have one dedicated, if I remember correctly, there's 12 across the state, there's one dedicated to the city, or in the city of Tulsa. So, do we do it, since I wasn't here, I'm probably asking duplicative questions, I'm sorry. So, when is our fire marshal going out and doing these inspections on behalf of the state to issue those?
Not right now. And
That's a
that's
state.
more of that other bill, that seems to put all the jurisdiction at the state fire marshal. So
Yeah, you
unless
gotta love
that
our state.
changes, they're not.
Okay, so we're not done. I can promise you that, because this is stealing from municipalities, and it's just not good legislation, in my opinion. This is the state sticking their hands in our pockets, so I am not done with my state representative on this.
Okay.
So, anyway, I think we should adopt the language
This is his.
that Caroline has
village
proposed
story.
in the interim until we can get the rest of this cleaned up.
I agree. Yeah, we
Yeah, just
gotta
so we
comply
can,
with
we
the
have
state
to
law.
align with the state law, and then we can.
And we'll keep our ear to the ground on, if things
Who ran the
change
bill?
in this next session, we'll.
They don't want any local regulation.
Do what?
They don't want any local regulation.
No, they
Right.
Yeah,
don't
this is
with any.
freedom from local regulation.
But to me, if you're going to impose that you're now the jurisdiction to issue license, then you should also fund the enforcement, right? That doesn't exempt us from enforcing code, but the problem is that these two are kind of attached to one another. And so when I took the city administrator, our chief economic development officer, and someone from Visit Tulsa to do a tour of East Tulsa, I showed them the problem as it exists and why it's problematic and why we as a city failed to grasp and regulate a problem that we've allowed to fester. And now we're trying to figure out, after the state has kind of taken our legs out from under us, how we're a little bit challenged and now reeling some of that back in. And so my understanding is there's potential for an amendment to this Food Truck Freedom Act. I don't know whether that's true or not, but supposedly I'm gonna have a conversation on December 8th about it. So we'll see.
Who ran the bill?
Cool.
Hildebrand.
Got this on the One Voice agenda.
Well,
It is.
the food trucks
Just
are
gotta call
free
him out.
Yep, that's
until
fine.
they're not again. Okay, anybody else?
Yep, thank you though.
All right, last item, we're adjourned. Let's.